the Can Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. This is Season 4, Episode 30, and today our Cantastic journey takes us all the way across the country back to New York State. The other coast, more or less, or close to it. But before we get to that, we have a wine nerd word of the week. And last week we discussed chapitalization. Nothing so technical today. Today we are discussing bouquet. What is bouquet? A lot of people say, that wine has a nice bouquet. Well, it's the complex secondary aromas developed with aging. And these things can be, secondary scents like vanilla, leather, these sorts of things. So that's bouquet, and that comes along. But before we get to that, we've got our intrepid wine traveler out there. Are you there, Kenny?
I sure am, Brad.
Hey, and you're out on the prairies today. It's not your natural habitat of the North Woods. You've come down from above, and you're out in the middle of the prairies.
That's right. Yeah, I'm in western Manitoba now, in a little community called Virden, Manitoba. I'm on the road for 5 days.
Well, that's great. Yeah, and I have a lot of family history in Virden. I had a grandmother that lived there and some cousins and things like that. So it's the heart of the Canadian oil country, or at least the beginning of it. A lot of oil pumps and stuff out there, and they'll be pumping away in the snow today. So, and what is our can of the week, Ken? What have you got for us this week?
Well, it's an Aurora, sparkling white, and it's a 9% volume alcohol.
Exactly. And this is a product of the Wild Arc farm, or Wild Arc Vineyards, which is up in Pine Bush, New York. And Todd and Crystal left New York City, Brooklyn in particular, and headed out to Pine Bush to create a permaculture, organic, crafted wine vineyard. So we had another wine from them before, and Aurora is an interesting wine in itself, in that it comes from a grape that is a how would you describe it? A multiple hybrid of European grapes as well as a North American parent in there somewhere. And it was brought to us by Mr. Seibel, Albert Seibel, who was an early grape pioneer. And the original name for it was Seibel 5279, but that doesn't really have a nice ring to it, so he also named it Aurora. Aurora is the goddess of morning or dawn, and a couple of interesting things with this grape. It's really good in cold temperatures. It was originally done more as a table grape than a wine grape. It is difficult to work with because it's a little fragile. Todd and Crystal up at Wild Arc have got a handle on it, and they brought these grapes down from the Finger Lakes, which is another big New York growing area. And this particular grape was typically used kind of as a filler in white wines. It's one that you would add to a Chardonnay or Riesling or something like that. But they've done it completely with that grape, so it'll be interesting to see what they came up with. Great. And where did I get this from? Well, I got it from Paul Brady Wines in Beacon, New York. You can't see right now, but I am wearing my Paul Brady Wines toque, which has got the logo on it right there. And had a good conversation with Paul about that. He's a big proponent of New York products, and Wild Arc in particular. And I said, sure, that's exactly what we'd like to get on there. And this is a 2024 Aurora sparkling white wine from the Finger Lakes. Now, when they make it, they literally crush the grapes, put it into a stainless steel vat, and finish it in the same vat. It's not handled too much. And then they re-ferment it a little bit when it goes into the can to give it a natural carbonation. So we could see some interesting things with this wine. Now, it isn't very strong in particular, but it certainly has some interesting background and an unusual pedigree. So are you ready to do what we do in the Canned Wine Podcast, Kenny?
I sure am, Brad.
All right, and for those of you who are just tuning in, what we do in the Canned Wine Podcast is we open cans of wine and talk about it. Well, we've already talked about this one, so all that's left to do is to open it. If you're ready, Kenny, so am I.
I'm ready.
Go ahead. Well, that was interesting. This is, I would describe this as being, it's kind of an interesting color, almost a medium copper. Wouldn't you say it's not exactly a white wine? Would you agree with me?
Yeah, right on. I agree.
It has quite a bit of carbonation in it, and it's not exactly clear. The aroma is very nice. Very sparkly. It's a pleasant taste. I'm enjoying this. How are you finding it, Ken?
Very nice, very flavorful.
Yeah, I know you're out on your deck at the hotel there. Maybe this is just the wine to pair with that.
Here. And plus I'm enjoying my cigar.
Yeah, this would probably go well with the cigar. It has a fairly bold flavor for a white wine. And with that North American wine parentage there, it does have a slight, it's very slight, what they call a foxy taste to it. I'm smelling that. It's something that these North American wines have in common. So you could pair this with nachos. Our shout out today, and we'd like to say thank you to you, Kenny, for taking the time. And I know you took some pictures along the Trans-Canada Highway for those that are watching, just to get a picture of the can on the highway. No drinking occurred while you were driving. You're now at the hotel and opened the wine there, so don't panic, everybody. We are not encouraging that. We just wanted to get a look of the wild prairie and the halfway tree and all of that stuff. So thanks for getting those pictures for us, Kenny, and joining us in opening this interesting wine.
Yeah, that picture is a cool picture. That tree. It's eastern cottonwood, and it's situated halfway between Winnipeg and Brandon. So therefore it's called the halfway tree. It's kind of cool because when they were building the Trans-Canada Highway, they dozed all the trees, for a wide swath. But that tree was there, and they had sympathy for it, and they left it there, and it's been there for over 100 years. It's called the halfway tree. It's a cottonwood tree. It's somewhat of a landmark here in the center of Canada.
Yeah, and if you're traveling, as they say, if you know, you know. That tree is a landmark and everyone knows about it. So thanks for snapping that picture. We appreciate that you went out of your way to do that. And as you have done, I hope you enjoy this just reward in opening that can. And we appreciate it. So that's our shout out. We'd also like to shout out to Christian. Great picture of you, the wife, and the baby, and your postcard that we sent out to Christian. We still have some really good postcards out here, people. So give us a comment. Kenny, yours is on your way because I know you answered last week's head scratcher, and the answer to that one was Austin, Texas. This one's because you're on it. Unfortunately, you'll be unable to answer. But for those of those people listening along, what New York location does this wine come from? The town in particular, and I had mentioned several times, and this is where Todd and Crystal craft their beverages and do a pretty good job of it, I must admit. So cheers to Todd and Crystal, and thank you to Paul Brady of Paul Brady Wines for the fantastic knit cap, or as you would say, Kenny, toque. I'm wearing it now, and we're just about done. We're just about done with winter here, but I think you guys have 2 or 3 more weeks at least before it starts to warm up. So they'd said that the sugar run has almost stopped now. We're going to be getting up into the 70s, and that'll put the kibosh on it in the middle of the week. So that's what's happening down here. And this is maintaining its carbonation, I guess, because of the natural carbonation. It seems to be pretty resilient with that. And I'm going to enjoy this wine. And that's our shout out. That is our head scratcher. And in closing, I'd like to thank you all for tuning into the Can Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. Remember to enjoy responsibly, and just because it comes in a can, even a real stylish can like this one, don't drink and drive. Enjoy it in the comfort of your home, whether that's your house like me or your hotel room like Kenny is in there. So Can Wine Podcast is a Center Stage production, all rights reserved.